What is up, you guys? Today we're at Sprouts. I'm gonna go in, bring you through my go-to pickups, what to get, what to avoid, and everything in between. Let's do it. When it comes to bacon, bacon is not all that bad for you. It has a really bad rap. A lot of it is ultra pasteurized, so you have to know what to look for. A couple of my favorite brands here is going to be this Applegate is super good. Specifically though, the no sugar added. So a couple things you're gonna look for: no sugar, uncured, and organic. This is really good by Applegate. This brand here by Peterson's is actually pretty good. No added sugar, organic, uncured bacon. This is a good brand here at Sprouts. I would say if it doesn't say organic, no added sugar, and uncured, I wouldn't get it. Look for those three things on every single bacon that you purchase. All right, let's talk about beef. Top of the line is gonna be grass-fed organic ground beef. So something like this right here. Always looking out for grass-fed organic. Even better is 100% grass-fed, which means those cows were grazing on grass 100% of the time. A buzzword here to watch out for: it's not necessarily bad, but it is not what it says to be, is all natural. So if it just says all natural on there, that does not mean it was grass-fed, does not mean that it is organic. Still great stuff here. If this is what you can afford, go for the all natural, but the top of the line is always gonna be the grass-fed organic ground beef. So everything here in this beef section is really good at Sprouts. This is some of my go-to steaks. It is organic grass-fed Angus beef. This is by the Sprouts brand. And even anything here in these individual packets, all natural, 100% grass-fed. Not organic, but still really high quality stuff. Sprouts kills it when it comes to their beef. So one of my favorite items here, Force of Nature. This is an ancestral blend at Sprouts. They have the ground beef with the beef liver and beef heart grounded into it. They also have ground bison, ground elk with this ancestral blend. If you're into that, it's a little bit pricier, but super good stuff here. All right, when it comes to shrimp, it's very important that you're getting wild caught shrimp. Sprouts has a couple different options for wild caught. They have this one right here. They also have this right here, this raw wild caught pink shrimp. I believe this wild Texas is also wild caught, but it is very important to look out for where it says wild caught, because this same exact brand right next to it here, this is not wild caught. Just raw shrimp. Nowhere does it say wild caught. This is farm raised. We're not looking for that. Of course, if this is all you can afford, shrimp is still gonna be okay for you. It's gonna be better than anything that's, you know, processed, packaged, microwavable. But if you can, always look for the wild caught. Sprouts, once again, kills it, but it is very hard to come by at a traditional grocery store. So next we're talking about salmon here. As you can see, this is wild sockeye salmon. This is quality stuff here at Sprouts, Sprouts brand. I just talked to someone that works here. This is also wild caught. Although it doesn't say it, you gotta be careful sometimes. This is wild caught. There's a couple other options here for wild caught salmon. This Orca Bay Foods is sockeye salmon. This is wild caught. Your wild caught here with the Sprouts logo is great stuff, but beware of the farm raised. This here is farm raised. What you're looking for here, the problem with these products that are farm raised, is if you take a look at the ingredients right back here where it says color added, if it ever says anything like that right here on this one as well, these farm raised salmon have terrible living environments. When they come out, they're more gray than they are pink or orange, so they have to ingest it with chemicals to give it that color. I would really avoid it at all costs and really try to go for that wild caught when it comes to salmon. Typically I stick to salmon and shrimp, but lots of good options here at Sprouts for wild caught right here with the mahi mahi wild caught. Looks like they also have wild caught cod right here, and they also have wild caught tuna. So Sprouts, I'm telling you, if you have a Sprouts near you, you gotta check them out. They're killing it when it comes to fish as well. All right, so when it comes to chicken, I have three options here. I'm gonna tell you what to be looking for the different levels of quality. This is gonna be your best quality option. This is a pasture raised, 100% organic. It's also non-GMO, as you can see right here. with this verification. This is the top of the line chicken. After that is going to be this organic chicken here. So you can see it is USA organic and is also non-GMO. So top of the line is pasture raised. One step down from pasture raised on quality is going to be free range. And then lowest quality here at Sprouts, still a good option, don't get me wrong, but is all natural. And it says no antibiotics ever. This is just up in the air's claim because there's nowhere where it says it is non-GMO like it does on these organic chicken. So when it says all natural, no antibiotics ever, this is just up in the air claim. It is just marketing. There's no proven facts about all natural, no antibiotics ever. Still an okay option if this is what's in your budget, but that's how it goes. Pasture raised is the best, organic, free range is next, and then quote unquote all natural is gonna be the lowest quality here at Sprouts. But they kill it. Very few places have pasture raised. A few places have organic, but not as many options as Sprouts does. They're killing it with the meat. All right, next we're gonna go over eggs. There's so many different options here. I wanna go over some of those buzzwords like pasture raised, organic, all natural, free range. I'm gonna rank them for you from top quality to lowest quality, what I would say is okay to get and what I would avoid altogether. So let's start at the top quality. This Vital Farms organic and pasture raised, also stored in cardboard, is going to be your best bet here. Wow, that's broken. It's gonna be your best bet here. Anything that is stored in plastic can potentially be harmful and be soaking into those eggs. You don't want any microplastics in your eggs, so this is a top of the line option. Another quality option here that I've noticed is at Sprouts for cheaper. This is still top of the line, pasture raised, organic by Farmer's Hen House. This is only $6.99 compared to Vital Farms at $10.49. So this is an amazing option. Still top of the line, brown, pasture raised, organic eggs. One more option for you, still top of the line. Also the cheapest actually at $6.49 is Handsome, Small Farms, Big Hearts, Brighter Future. This is organic pasture raised. So that is the top of the line, organic pasture raised eggs. And also a little bonus is being stored in cardboard instead of plastic. So let's go over what one step down would kind of look like. One step down is going to be stored in plastic, still pasture raised eggs, but there's no claim for organic on these. So you always want organic. You don't want any pesticides, hormones, steroids, anything like that. So a decent option, but one step down from the best. Man, Sprouts really has a lot of options here, way more than Walmart, Publix, Aldi's, anything like that. This is another decent option here, pasture raised by Sprouts. It is technically not claimed to be organic, but this little label here, this non-GMO, is always a good sign, non-GMO verified. Another quality option stored in cardboard. All right, let's head over finally into some of those buzzwords that we're looking for. They're trying to trick you into thinking these are good. Not that they're terrible, but they aren't what they think they are. With Happy Egg, you can see that these are organic, but these are free range. So free range is a step down from pasture raised. They have a little bit less range, free range. I know it says free range. Do your own research here, but free range is one step down from pasture raised, is always the best. So there is tons of free range options. We went over all the organic pasture raised. There's a ton of free range options. That's one step down. One step even further down is going to be cage free. So cage free means they don't really have free range, but theoretically they're allowed to go out of their cages. I would try to avoid these, still not the worst. They are stored in cardboard and they are looking real good with those brown eggs. I would stick to the organic pasture raised, maybe pasture raised, and maybe even free range if you really had to, but I would avoid the cage free. I would avoid all the cheap, great value white eggs. All right, one of my go-to snacks is obviously oats. If you're in my community, you know this. I used to get like these red meal organic oats, and a lot of people get the classic Quaker oats, and they don't even sell those here at Sprouts. But I have limited all of my oats to this one brand right here. This is Farmers We Know. When it comes to oats, you need to buy oats that have this little symbol right here. Glyphosate-free oats. This is the only oats that you should be eating. Glyphosate is what they spray onto the crops that kills the weeds, the bugs, and all of that type of stuff. You would think it'd be good, but it leaks into your oats and it is terrible for you. It is pesticides, absolutely terrible. This is the only brand that I've currently found that has this little logo here that says glyphosate free. They also sell this other one with the glyphosate free. One's quick cooking, one's slow cooking, doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. But this brand is great and it's at Sprouts. It's at a couple other stores as well. Look for it, glyphosate free. All right, now we're gonna go over some kefir options here. Sprouts is one of the best. They're really the best at everything. It's my favorite grocery store. But let's go over some of the tiers here. This one by Alexander, A2 cow, just basically means purebred cow, if you've never heard that before. This is 100% grass-fed, organic, regenerative, organic, quality, super quality. At that same level of quality, maybe a slight step down, I'd still really support this brand here, Kelowna Super Natural. They have super quality products, organic, whole milk here. It talks about all of the stuff that's in it. This is a great one here. Probably one step down is gonna be your Maple Hill, still 100% grass-fed, organic kefir, but it's just not quite as good as the Alexander and the Kelowna Super Natural. But this is more common in your Publix, your Walmart, those types of stores. So this is a quality option. This is probably controversial. This might be the lowest I would be able to stoop down because it is grass-fed organic. But this Lifeway, all of these Lifeway kefirs, like these typical Lifeways with all these fruits and vegetables, honestly, this is trash. No reason to buy Lifeway. If you absolutely really just wanted to try it out, this would be the lowest quality I'd be willing to stoop down just because it's grass-fed and organic. But the ingredients are pasteurized organic grass-fed milk. So this is still pasteurized. Really, I wouldn't even get it. Now that I just saw that, pasteurized, I would not get it. All of these other companies you can see on the back, 100% grass-fed whole milk, no pasteurization there. With the Kelowna Super Natural, this is a low temp pasteurized. So it is still a little bit pasteurized, but it is low temp pasteurized, not over 105 degrees. So decent option here. And let's see, the Maple Hill says organic whole milk. So this is unpasteurized too. So honestly, looks like these two are gonna be your top bet. And then slightly lower than that is gonna be your Kelowna Super Natural. When it comes to kefir, you should know what kefir is if you're in my community, but if you don't, it's basically just a glorified yogurt. So much better for you, has all the bacteria that heals the gut. You want it, you should try it. Kefir, Sprouts, pick it up. All right, when it comes to butter, very important. One of the only butters that I typically get is this Kerrygold pure Irish butter. I would say it is not the best butter that you can get because it is pasteurized, but very high quality butter here. You can't go wrong with this. I want to quickly go over some glorified butters that look healthy that are absolutely not. So something like this by Sprouts, right? It says grass-fed on the front, which would make you think that it's good, but it has olive oil in here, which you can almost guarantee is not an extra virgin organic olive oil. So anything with oils in it in your butter, there's no need to get it, wouldn't get that. Just be careful with your butters, right? Check the ingredients. There shouldn't be anything that you can't pronounce. There shouldn't be what is it called? Lactic? Exactly, I couldn't even pronounce it. So lactic acid, there shouldn't be vegetable oils, canola oil, anything like that. Just take a look. I'm gonna show you one more that's terrible. So this Earth Balance, you would think is super good, you know? Great marketing, Earth Balance, organic, USDA, organic approved, vegan, non-GMO, right? Seems amazing. But you come back to these ingredients here and it says vegetable oil blend, palm oil, soybean oil, canola oil, extra virgin olive oil, all of these oils, lactic acid, other things that I can't even pronounce, lecithin. These are all terrible ingredients to look out for. So watch out for marketing. Looks amazing. Take a look in the ingredients, see what's in your food. Never buy this. All right, so let's go over milks. Me personally, I'd almost never suggest anyone to buy milk at a traditional grocery store like this. You should try to shop local. Find a local store that sells raw milk, unpasteurized raw milk. That is the best. That's what you want. Almost all of this milk here is trash because it's pasteurized. If you can't find something local, or you're just getting into kind of your health and you want the best quality option, this is what it's gonna be. Your highest quality option is gonna be something that is 100% grass-fed and organic. Maple Hill is a good one. Organic Valley, you always want whole milk too. So whole milk, at least it's 100% grass-fed and USDA organic. But as you can see, it is pasteurized. Anything pasteurized is ultimately not very good for you. That's why you think you're lactose intolerant. It destroys all the healthy bacteria in milk. So ideally, avoid it altogether. Find a local store that you can get unpasteurized milk from. There is one brand sold here at Sprouts that is unavailable right now. It is sold out. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen right here. The reason this is good is by Kelowna Supernatural. It is low temp pasteurized, so at least it keeps some of those bacteria in it. If I buy something at the store, this is usually what I buy. A quick touch on oat milk and almond milk. We'll just recap this real quick. Avoid it altogether. It is garbage. It is man-made, toxic sludge. Do not drink silk, almond, oat, any of this stuff. Here is just absolute garbage. Avoid it. All right, let's talk about honey. This is one of our best natural sweeteners for healthy sugars. Top of the line is going to be 100% pure, organic, raw, and unfiltered. This is really top of the line. The only thing that Nate's could be doing better is storing this in glass instead of plastic. Could be slightly better. You know, one step down is maybe just gonna be organic or 100% pure. But if you had to check all the things on the list, it would be 100% pure, organic, raw, and unfiltered honey. Great option for you. If you want to step down, maybe something like this is okay. Raw, 100% pure. It doesn't say that it's unfiltered honey. These aren't necessarily organic either, but not bad. This local hive, you don't really know where it's coming from, right? So you don't know if it's organic, you don't know if it's pure, you don't know if it's unfiltered. Wouldn't necessarily get it, but if it's within your budget, still gotta get honey. It's amazing for you. All right, so let's go over some syrup. There's a lot of trash syrup out there, terrible syrup. But at Sprouts, honestly, you can't go wrong with too many of these options, but we'll go over a couple things. Top of the line is always gonna be 100% pure organic maple syrup. One step down is just gonna be something like this that is just organic maple syrup. Technically, it's not 100% pure, but a decent option if you're balling on a budget. Everything here is great at Sprouts. I wanna go over some cheese options for you here at Sprouts. There is a couple options. What you always wanna be looking for is unpasteurized, just like we talked about with our milk. So this Organic Valley is 100% grass-fed, but let's go ahead and look at the ingredients. Right here, it says cultured unpasteurized milk, 100% organic and grass-fed. Unpasteurized milk is what you're looking for here. So there's a couple different options with this Organic Valley. That's gonna be your best bet. Unpasteurized cheese, that's what you want. If you absolutely need to, you can get something that is 100% grass-fed and organic. It might not be raw. So let's see about this one here. This one's not bad either. It says whole raw milk. So this one here, raw cheddar from Raw Farms, truly, has all sorts of non-GMOs, things going on it. This isn't bad. I'd probably put this behind the Organic Valley, but that's a good option. Let's find one more that is pasture-raised graze. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, right? It is 100% pasture-raised and organic, right? So it looks great, but when you turn it around and you look in the ingredients, it says pasteurized organic milk. This is the lowest quality cheese that I would stoop down to. It's still organic, grass-fed, but it is pasteurized. So when it comes to bread, there's really only one option, and it is sourdough, but you still have to be careful. This one here at Sprouts is fresh. The ingredients look clean. You have to be aware for ingredients that you absolutely can't read. If the ingredient list is super, super long, ridiculous, all that should be in your sourdough is wheat, water, salt, and maybe some cultured enzymes. Other than that, there's nothing else that should be in your sourdough. Fresh is always great. There's a couple other options over here. As you can see here, organic San Francisco style sourdough. This is great. I like to buy this Everything style by that a little bit different brand. This one's also really good. It's organic. Ingredients here are clean, as you can tell. Nothing that you can't read. Everything's organic, enzymes, yeast. This is great. There's no other options for bread. Maybe one, and we'll go over that quick, but avoid all other bread if you can. Get some good sourdough. Let's go over one exception. You can get it if sourdough is not an option. So that's going to be like your whole grain bread, Dave's. This is not a terrible option. This would be the lowest quality bread that I would stoop down to, but avoiding all of this nonsense down here, this white, this wheat, this keto, none of that. It's all garbage, terrible for you. Get some sourdough, and if you're in a pinch, get some whole grain. All right, I just wanna give you a quick tip on all fruits and vegetables. So all produce, typically I like to shop, obviously organic. I even like to shop at a local produce stand. That's gonna help you get the freshest and local ingredients. But if you're shopping at the store, I want you to search up two things. Number one is the Dirty Dozen, and number two is the Clean 15, right? The Dirty Dozen is the produce with the most pesticides in it. You should always opt for organic on the Dirty Dozen. When it comes to the Clean 15, these are fruits and vegetables that don't necessarily need organic. There might not be too much of a difference between the non-organic and the organic versions of the Clean 15. So do some research, look up the Dirty Dozen, look up the Clean 15, and make your own personal judgment on whether you should get organic or not. So let's go over some oil options here. A couple good ones are going to be beef tallow, duck fat, these grass-fed organic ghees. These are great things to go ahead and try. Of course, your go-to is always going to be an organic extra virgin olive oil, like this right here, or this right here. What you want to avoid a couple things. Obviously, you shouldn't really be getting anything else like grapeseed, canola, vegetable. Any of that garbage is terrible. Avocado oil is okay, coconut oil is okay, but really looking for a pure extra virgin olive oil if you can. One thing to look out for though, if it is imported from multiple different places like Italy, France, Brazil, it is usually not good. Look for something that is imported from one individual country. That usually means it's pure. I want to quickly go over some rice options for you. These are super good. My personal favorite would probably be this organic jasmine rice. A runner-up on that would probably be this organic basmati rice. Overall, really just an organic jasmine rice is what you're looking for. All other rices kind of have bleach, wheat, all sorts of weird things going on with your rice. So if you can, find an organic jasmine rice. That's it for today on the products at Sprouts. I love Sprouts. They get an A++ for quality ingredients. Head to your local Sprouts, take a look at the stuff. They have quality desserts, treats, snacks. Beware of those ingredients, but there is a lot of quality stuff here. We talked about almost 80–90% of everything that I personally eat. I hope you learned something about the top quality and how I judge those ingredients coming down on quality and all those buzzwords. So head to your local Sprouts, give it a try. We went to go over there and bring her. Man, I'm stoked about that weigh-in, 176.2, and I'm sure you're wondering what changes I made at the halfway point of this challenge in order to leap so great over this week 5, or I guess week 6, right? This was my 6th week weigh-in, so right at week 5, I weighed in at 174.8. So I was feeling a little bit behind schedule. I was feeling like my body wasn't quite adapting as much as it was in the prior weeks. So I had to make a change. I went back to square one, and there was a couple things that I evaluated that could be holding me back from continuing to gain a pound per week. Number 1 was the 2-a-days. Running and lifting on the same day was burning a lot of calories. It just wasn't something that I was able to sustain. Although I think it is a very valuable training strategy, I love it. I love the 2-a-days. It helps you get in more volume. It's something that I definitely will do again. But when it comes to gaining weight, I just didn't think it was gonna be sustainable. So I changed my weekly plan from 5 days and 3 runs. I changed it to 4 days of lifting and 3 days of running with no rest days. So what does this look like? For me, I had to take a look at my work schedule and really balance everything out. So I am lifting on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then I'm running Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. So I'm working out or running every single day of the week with no rest days, but I'm no longer doing 2-a-days because it just wasn't sustainable and it was burning too many calories. Believe it or not, when you're on the higher end and advanced in lifting, it actually takes less volume in order to gain muscle. It takes a lot more intention and a lot more tracking your weights in order to make progress. So sometimes less volume, there is a happy medium, but sometimes less volume is better than more volume when you're an advanced lifter. One last thing that has changed recently is the cold plunge has been completed. So cold plunging before and after my runs, as well as before my lifts, has really upped my recovery, upped my adrenaline, my energy. I'm loving it. Let's take a look at the cold plunge. At some point here, I'll probably do a full breakdown on how I was able to turn this into an at-home cold plunge, as well as all the benefits and why I love it so much. But man, I'm stoked on this thing. We got a regulator in here, we got a filter in here. It's been working great. It's something that I love. It's something that I do every single day. And I truly believe that it has boosted my muscle growth over these past couple weeks.
Guess you just call it a phase, baby. Call it a way that you've been gone through. Got all these sounds here from everyone.